Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back to react to another episode of Halo. This is episode 8. It is called Allegiance. What happened last time on Halo? Last time was pretty much exclusively focused on Kwan Ha and Soren, which probably upset a decent amount of people because no one really likes Kwan Ha's storyline at all. Or at least like the character that is being played. I'm sure the actress is great. Hopefully people aren't saying mean things to her, but no one cares about the Kwan Ha storyline. But they did do a decent amount of legwork in that episode to make it more interesting, with the promise of John coming back into the story and the fact that Madrigal might be some sort of like shield world or something of that nature, with her ancestors being like protectors of this planet and communicating with monitors and all sorts of stuff like that, with lots of alluding to forerunners and different things like that, which in general made what Kwan Ha was doing much more interesting. It's way cooler than her being, fighting for, independence of the planet. Like, no one cares about that. This episode, I assume we will get back to John and Cortana and Makee and Dr. Halsey and all the stuff that's happening on Reach, and I'm really excited about that. So before we jump into this episode, please consider leaving a like on the video. It means a ton to me and it helps my channel out a lot. If you are new here or find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. If you are interested in seeing the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. I got lots of fun stuff over there, like full-length reactions, and you can get featured in every single one of my videos. But other than that, let's jump into this next episode of Halo. Dude's shredded. Just dead-eyed stare. He's so good at that. Thinking back to the first time he touched a woman. He's like, this is incredible. Oh, man. Is she in love with him? They're like these artifacts connected them on some like deep level. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they maybe developed some romance. But that would completely tank my theory of them being related. But hopefully. Dang, her hand is very small compared to his gigantor hands. You know what that means? Got big hands. It means he's got a ginormous schlong. Just kidding, obviously joking.
From the moment I first saw him as a child, I had an instinct. He wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but there was something.
Oh, this is, I think, pulled directly from one of the books. That little quote she just said. His trait that stood out was luck.
When they ran among the broad margolia trees and the sun danced on the leaves.
Is that from that weird book she has?
It's from a book a friend used to read to me when I was very young.
The friend that tried to kiss her. And then he was murdered. I forgot about that part. He got straight murked. That's why she hates humanity. Because she's seen all of the awful things that they have done to her and her friend that wanted to kiss her. Ooh, now she's gonna kiss him.
The 117 I knew would have torn her apart one limb at a time until he got the answers he required. He has changed Jacob.
What is she speaking for the Halo purists that hate this show? He is not the John I know.
It's like the yearning for home. You brought us there.
What is it, Makee? And why do the Covenant want it so bad?
So is her, like, interest in him purely because of, like, his ability to connect with that? And not necessarily because she likes him as a person?
We will become like gods.
And those who aren't worthy?
Melted.
Cleansed.
That's what the Halo does, baby.
From what I saw, humans didn't seem to be worthy of anything.
Fair. You know what? That's completely fair.
I saw a capacity for hope, love. There is something within us. Something special in humans, something sacred, something worth protecting.
Indubitably. It's probably fine. Oi, don't try and kill the doggy. How do you just let that dog approach her? She's got laser fingers.
Orbital defenses were wiped out immediately.
Ooh.
Then 3 more Covenant fleets appeared in
Is that what the
formation.
planet looks like when they glass it?
An hour ago, 11 million people were living here, including my family. God rest their souls. The search for survivors has begun.
Yo. I don't know how you'd just be able to, like, do your job immediately after your family gets glassed. Like, the resolve that must take is insane.
She is us, Captain. She's human.
Chief, people don't just manually override decades of indoctrination.
He did.
I did.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, excuse me? That's exactly what I did.
What's Kai's status?
Getting there, I think.
Mentally, I don't think Kai's ready. I think physically, seemingly physically, she's got it. But, mentally, who knows? Yeah, Kai. Get it, Kai. Just lifting a warthog. This lends credence to in the games when you press X to flip a warthog. You just flip it. Kai is the man.
I'm picking up some weird variant on the dialect.
Like an accent?
Yeah, Makee's accent.
Speech impediment? It's bizarre.
Bonding over science.
You two are relieved.
Our orders are to stay with the squid head.
Well, he's giving you new orders.
What's that?
It's a book. You ever seen one, Makee?
We have others?
Yeah, like all of them. All the books ever.
Thank you.
I can't quite tell if she is, like, manipulating him or if there's a, like, legitimate connection, like she's legitimately turning. Oh my god. Atta boy, John. Atta boy. Get it, dude. Get it. It's like, he's going through puberty. Just got his first kiss. Oh. Her shirt came off. That's her belly button. Yo, are they about to smash right now? No way. Where'd they learn how? Okay. I like your scars. I like yours too. Want to touch each other's scars? I still can't tell if this is like genuine, like she actually has feelings for him. And if she does have feelings for him, are they based on... Is Cortana just watching this? You creeper. Are you jealous right now, Cortana? Yo, Master Chief just laid some pipe. Oh, man. What are you doing? Are you taking your laser finger off? How does that even work? Oh. Oh. That was nasty. It's the grossest thing I've ever seen. No one's gonna question why that is in the trash or in the sink? No one's gonna look at your weird mangled finger? Yo, your finger is gonna keep bleeding. You should have used the laser finger to cauterize the wound after you took it out. Is that a sign that she, like, legit just turned to the good side? Dang. Master Chief is so good a lay that he flipped her in a day, in a night.
John is no longer alone in the galaxy.
John was never alone. He had me.
Of course.
Sure. Cortana's like, yeah, all right, whatever you say, Halsey. It's not the same.
Parangoski wants you off the planet by noon today.
High noon. Well, that's impossible.
It's high noon.
I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at this system that so easily sacrifices human life in the name of progress or order or whatever bullshit catchphrase you come up with in a lab. More importantly, this obsession that you have with the future has cost you every relationship that you have today. Me?
Yep.
John?
Your daughter?
Your only child? What else are you willing to sacrifice?
Everything. I am willing to sacrifice absolutely everything.
That's sociopathic. Although I guess if it's a sacrifice, then maybe not quite. Because it shows she cared, but still. Ooh, Cortana spying. Is she gonna dish?
I love humanity, but humans are the problem.
We create misery and pain wherever we go. If the halo is indeed a weapon,
Not necessarily a lie, but she doesn't see the positives that humanity has currently.
There's been no John for years. There is only Master Chief, a product of the species who made him necessary. John has been used.
just as you have been used.
Yeah, Cortana sees John though. I think these reaction shots of Cortana are showing her disillusionment with Halsey's rhetoric.
Tap into the intelligence of the Halo, and we unleash our full and true potential as a species. Finally, we become
Like gods.
What?
I've heard enough.
It is too dangerous to
She's hearing similar sentiments come out of Halsey's mouth that she heard from the Covenant on High Charity.
Spartans.
Maybe it's my computer, or I don't know, but this whole episode has been like dropping frames.
From this moment onwards, my orders shall supersede all and any others. On my command, bring John, the prisoner, and the artifact to my ship, and we will leave Reach together.
John won't go without a fight.
There must be another way to help Master Chief.
I wish there were, Kai. But this is the only way.
Yeah, she's seen that Kai... Oh, she just turned off the reading.
Liz, Fanny, listen carefully.
This is John we're talking about. There's no way he was compromised. There's so much you don't know about Halsey. We need to find him.
Oh. Guys, don't hurt Kai like that. She's a sweet girl.
Once we have Makee, we'll no longer need John to activate the artifacts, which means you'll be free to assume full control of his body and consciousness, just as I promised.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to do that anymore.
You and John combined, you will be the best
See,
of all of us.
Cortana is starting to have feelings, whether they be friendship feelings or romantic feelings, for John. So she doesn't want to get rid of John.
Oh my god, it's her. This is Dr. Keys. I need to speak to Captain Keys.
They killed the comms, though.
Stop! Halsey initiated the Zed protocol.
John,
You're walking into a trap.
what's happening?
Turn around and get out now.
Yo, Cortana the GOAT.
I've lost everything.
Cortana!
She gone.
I knew she would do something like this. I said that she would end up doing something like this.
You whiny baby. Who cares?
No sentiment.
Lies. She got hella sentiment just for John. Kai's hella strong. She'll bust out. It's gonna be a 2v1 fight. Them in their armor, him outside of his armor, and he's still gonna win.
Don't do this! Whatever she told you, it's not true.
Jono! Come on, bud. If only she had her laser finger still. Nice work, Kai. What a goat.
Go find Master Chief.
Yo, this dude's gonna single-handedly turn her back to the Covenant side.
The left leg servo is out of spec. Take out his knee. Riz, 6 o'clock.
Yes. This is the cool part about Halsey being in his head. Or not Halsey, Cortana. Is she can call out specific things.
Slide right.
He is never gonna be disappointed about her being in his head again. He's like, this is the best. Yeah, you're punching armor, bud. Kai, we need you.
2 more shots to disable Vanek's shields.
Doesn't have to end this way, Chief.
Yes, Kai, get it, girl.
Take the shot, Riz.
Don't do it, Riz.
It was her voice on the recording for Gladius. I heard you. You slaughtered that entire crew. I had no choice. So it's true.
Malia.
I'm sorry. No, please. Talk to John. He knows who I really am.
When John finds out, he'll kill you himself.
He might. Yo. Okay, this is... You're triggering PTSD from her childhood. My mans. She probably has more than one laser finger. You're gonna die. Yeah, now she's on Halsey's side.
You'll pay for this.
Yo, I mean, guys. She does deserve to face some sort of justice for killing all those people. Oh my god. She's melting that dude's brains. His face was melting.
Goodbye, John.
Well, that's okay. I never really expected her to become a good guy. There's too much trauma from her childhood. Oh, at the end of the episode, freaking balls. Oh man, that was intense. That was a very interesting episode. Just the whole process. It was almost like a spy movie in a sense, like an espionage movie or episode of a show where like you're never quite sure which side different people are landing on. It was very interesting to see this connection between Makee and John develop over the course of the episode, where like if it was just him, this is a classic television / movie trope, is like the bad guy who is turning to the good side. Like they will successfully turn if there is no intervention. Like the main good person has successfully turned them, but then there's always this outside like third party that is overzealous about something or does something to halt that progress and turn them back to the bad side in an even more like zealous way, if that makes sense. And that's exactly what happens in this episode. I didn't know whether or not, like, I was kind of joking last episode, or last time we saw them 2 episodes ago when he touched her face. I was like, are they in love? I was joking when I said that, and then they legit start going down that route where they like it's interesting because this isn't just like a standard like, oh, 2 people meet and fall in love. Like, it's not like a romance plot, right? Like they have these deep intrinsic connections to each other specifically because of the artifact. It's not just like that they met randomly and fell in love with each other. It's not like a complete dismissal of like the hardened soldier John like turning into this soft spoken lover boy. Like it's a situation where like their connection is purely because of the artifacts, and it's not just like it's not like a connection of just like, oh, they have something in common. It's this artifact has literally like synced them, so they're like as intrinsically connected as you can be. And for 2 characters who have literally been alone their entire lives, from a humanity standpoint, whereas, you know, like on Makee's side, she was literally the only human amongst the entire Covenant for years. You know, she felt alone as a child, other than that boy that was with her, because she was seemingly an orphan living on a trash planet, and her only connection was this boy who's then brutally murdered in front of her at the hands of other humans. So like the only humans she knew and had a connection to were brutal, you know, undeserving of her sympathy and allegiance and love. Whereas John grew up literally, he had that connection, but then it was all taken away from him. And then when he finally is able to have that type of connection again, he, you know, is that connection is not only just available, but like actively brought forth via an alien artifact. So like the circumstances of their connections and the context surrounding it makes complete sense that they would do that they would smash booties. You know, I like it went on for a little long, but I liked that it wasn't like graphic or like it wasn't like supposed to be like this super sexual sex scene, or it wasn't even a sex scene. It was just an extended makeout scene with the implication that they slept together. My question is, how does John know how to do that? You know, maybe through his training, he was educated on that topic. How does Makee know how to do that? She's lived on an alien planet, alien spaceship for most of her life. How the frick would she know anything about that? I mean, it's whatever. I think I would have preferred if it didn't happen, but I'm not upset about the you know, I know that a lot of hardcore Halo purists are gonna be upset. They're gonna be like, Master Chief does not have sex. He is a soldier. He's got his eye on the mission. He should only be shooting Covenant the whole series. And it's like, dude, he's a character. Like, you have to develop interesting characters. Master Chief, through the first 3 games, was not a character. He was an avatar for the player. So you have to write him as a character, not as a soulless, you know, husk that you can control. It's interesting. Speaking of connections, we have Cortana and her connection to various people. So it's been very interesting to see her go from the first episode she's introduced with like her absolute loyalty to Halsey and a slight connection to John, and seeing that just transform over the last few episodes to her being like now like completely loyal to John, like whether it be romantic feelings or friendship feelings or whatever it is, she has a connection and a longing with John. So she is like willing to turn on Halsey and go against her. And it's just very interesting, like watching, you know, the whole episode's happening. People are saying different things, on having various opinions on different stuff. And you see Cortana's reactions to it. And you see her reactions to Halsey in particular. And this slow disillusionment with Halsey's rhetoric and what she's talking about, and you see her turning, and you slowly realize that she's gonna turn to John's side. And you know if you played the games, the connection between Master Chief and Cortana is this like not romantic necessarily, but they have this connection that is like unbreakable. Whereas like it's a love. It's not necessarily a romantic love. Like they're not in love with each other, but they do love each other to the point where like when she's going crazy in like Halo 4, I think it is, and Halo 5 and whatnot, John is literally willing to like go against everybody. He will go AWOL against everything he's ever known to try and protect her and fix her. And it's just like seeing that connection start to develop here early on is so cool to me. And I love how, especially since he's been resistant to her for a lot of the series to this point, and like telling her to go away even in this episode, to then seeing in the middle of their fight, like think back to episode 5 when she's giving him advice during the fight, and he's like, I know how the game is played, Cortana. And she's like, all right, whatever, man, you do your thing. And to now, when he's fighting Vanek and Riz, and she's giving him advice and like calling things out, and it's just like a seamless, natural, like co-working relationship. It's so cool, and it's very reminiscent of the games, where like in the games, when you're fighting and doing all these things, Cortana's constantly calling things out. She's calling incoming ships, incoming enemies, different things. And it's really cool to see that happen in the show as well. I as someone who has played all the games except for Halo Infinite and read a couple of the Halo books, like I am really liking this series. It's so weird. It's so weird to see, like, to go online and or like on Twitter or anywhere really and see this show mentioned, and the comments are all just like, this show's trash, nothing like Halo, yeah, it sucks, this is not Master Chief. And me, as someone who played all the games and read a couple books, and you know, I'm not like the most diehard Halo fan, but I've experienced a decent amount of Halo. I think the show's great. And I look forward to it each week. So it's just very confusing, and I'm not sure where a lot of people are coming from when they talk about how much they hate it. I'm pretty much convinced they don't actually watch the show. They just hear, like, people are gonna not watch this episode. They're not gonna watch the first 6-7 episodes before this. They're gonna see the headline of like, oh, John has sex in this episode. They're gonna be like, show's trash, like blah, blah, and it's just like ridiculous. I don't understand why people dislike this show. Like, you get dope things trying to say Master Chief isn't cool enough, or this isn't Master Chief. He took on 2 Spartans at once in their armor, and he was outside of his armor. Granted, he didn't necessarily like dominate them or even like win. he kind of got beat up a little bit, but he held his own against Riz and Vanek, which is there. He's like Vanek is a close quarters guy. Like, he's a beefy man built for that type of thing. And Riz is quick and agile, and he's taking him on and holding his own for the most part outside of his armor, which is so cool. Like, it just shows his prowess and why he is the Master Chief. And then you know, they set up Kai's strength and her loyalty to Master Chief earlier in the episode and in previous episodes, and then seeing her help him in this was great. And I think this show's dope, and it's a bummer that other people don't seem to enjoy it as much. I think they're actively hate watching it, and they're not actually like trying to see anything good about it. Like, anything that is good about it, they just disregard. You know, I'm not a fan of everything in the show, but I think overall it's pretty dope. I know it's been confirmed for a 2nd season, so hopefully, you know, they can take the missteps, if you know, they would consider things missteps, and they can take what they've learned and apply it to season 2 and beyond, and hopefully it goes for many seasons and it keeps getting better. You know, I think a lot of shows typically have some growing pains early on, and it's kind of gotten to the point nowadays where, like, if a show isn't incredible right off the bat, people seem to just write it off as like being trash. And it's like, if you're that type of person, you're stupid. You don't deserve to watch TV. So I don't know. I think it's dope. Hopefully CBS doesn't manually claim this video. They've manually claimed almost every single one of my videos for like audio. Like, no matter how quiet I make the episode, they manually claim it. So it's not even something that like the bot is picking up. It's like a person watching my video and claiming it. The last episode, when it was manually claimed, had 16 views. So, you know, clearly taking away a lot of traffic from Paramount Plus. Like, come on, man. I know there's a whole thing with if you're unaware, there's a whole thing with like the channel Angry Joe Show or whatever, where they keep claiming and blocking his videos. He seems to think it's because of his criticisms of the show, which, you know, my opinion is that it's not, because I praise the show every week. I think I talk about how this show's dope and I enjoy it, and my videos get manually claimed as well. So it's not exclusive to criticism. But I do hope that he kind of takes them to court, because they're low-key abusing the copyright system, and they should be punished for it. So hopefully, Mr. CBS employee, if you're watching my video right now, even if you made it this far into the video, I sincerely hope you shove a rock up your butthole. Just kidding. Please don't claim my video, sir, ma'am, whichever one you are. Non-binary, I don't know. Whatever you identify as, please don't claim this video. I beg of you. I like the show and I want to keep covering it, but it's harder to do that when I can't make any money, or when it's blocked on mobile, or, you know, makes me less inclined to make videos about it. And judging by every comment section I see on the internet, you need all the good press you can get. So, I don't know. I might just cut this whole part of the video out, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Those are all my thoughts on the episode. I liked it. This was the penultimate episode, so presumably the season finale. I forgot to mention one thing I liked was seeing, well, I didn't like seeing a planet glassed. Obviously, all those people died. But I liked that they kind of set that up in this episode of, like, what that would look like, because that presumably leads into next week's episode with the Covenant coming to Reach and potentially glassing Reach, because they also talked about how Makee can communicate through these artifacts, and she touched the artifact at the end, so presumably she sent a signal out to the Covenant. So they're probably going to be coming here next episode to glass Reach, and it's going to be a whole shebang, and it's going to be exciting. I wonder if they have a clip for next week. Okay, so they haven't put the sneak peek out yet, but hopefully soon. But yeah, those are all my thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. Are you enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? Definitely let me know. I encourage you, if you're not enjoying it, please just be open-minded. Be optimistic that changes can be made, and just because a change is made doesn't mean it's bad. You know, not everything can be a carbon copy. I've said this with the Wheel of Time. I've said this with other things. Just because there's a change does not mean it's a bad change. But do let me know what you think. If you liked my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me. It helps my videos get seen more. If you are new here or find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That's where I post all my full uncuts over there. So if you're interested in that, consider checking it out. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.